Cal Poly's graduating students have the opportunity to walk the stage for their diploma in modified in-person recognition events.
The cleanup and beautification of Pirates Cove Cape Landing is underway.
And a new city program brings art into the downtown of San Luis Obispo.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Welcome to Mustang News TV. I'm Alex Byers.
And I'm Olivier Bear, giving you the latest in local and campus news stories.
Starting off today's show, Cal Poly has announced that there will be modified in-person events for spring 2021 graduation. Reporter Sierra Hickman has more on how students are responding.
Cal Poly President Jeffrey Armstrong announced in a campus-wide email that in addition to the virtual ceremony on June 11th, there will be commencement ceremonies featuring each college in Spano Stadium on June 12th and 13th. While the stands of Spano Stadium are normally packed for graduation, students are only allowed 2 tickets to the ceremonies this year. That was one reason business senior Sophie Rothenberg is choosing to abstain.
It would have been weird to have to decide who to give 2 tickets to.
The recognition events for spring of 2021 will not include all components of a traditional commencement ceremony. This is preferable for graduating biology senior Jessica Webb.
I think that it'll be less than what I expected as a freshman, but also I'm okay with a shorter ceremony that's more to the point.
Rothenberg is choosing a more intimate celebration instead of walking the stage.
Not that wearing a mask is hard, but I would rather, if I can, be with friends and family who I know are vaccinated, who I feel comfortable not wearing a mask with in a small setting. I would rather do that than wear a mask in the hot sun.
Meanwhile, Webb is anticipating the ceremony.
I'm looking forward to celebrating with a lot of my friends that I haven't seen this whole year because of online school.
Eligible graduates who want to participate in the events must complete the required forms by May 15th. The forms and more information about the ceremonies can be found on commencement.calpoly.edu/spring. For Mustang News, I'm Sierra Hickman.
Thank you, Sierra. And graduating students, don't forget to order your cap and gown.
The ASI elections have come and gone, and the next set of ASI representatives have been chosen. Here's reporter Gabe Arditi.
Isaac Alon took the road less traveled in this ASI election. He won his seat on the next board of directors as a write-in candidate.
So it was actually, it was pretty spontaneous. And I wasn't sure I was going to do it, but then I saw on election day that only 3 people were running for 4 seats. So I threw my name in as a write-in candidate, and it ended up working out.
His goal is to be a regular voice in discussions and decision-making.
I want to be a worthy vote. You know, people appreciate my vote, appreciate my input, and I think I bring a lot to the table in that respect.
Gall Cavalier's decision to run was more meticulous.
So I actually have been the president of quite a few orgs on campus. I was also the president of my sorority last year. And I sort of felt like I had already exhausted everything I personally could get from being in student orgs as a leader.
But with her previous experience, she decided it was time to take on a new challenge.
And so I was thinking about what was sort of next for me. And I feel like just because I've been so involved in OCOV and in different orgs within OCOV, I would be a good representative of the students.
Cavalier wants to challenge the student body to have an active voice and to speak up for what they believe.
Final thought is to please speak up and actually read your emails that you get from the school, especially if you have an opinion about something. Like, even if you think that it's not relevant, you'll be making it a better experience for not just yourself, but all of your peers. So just really, don't hesitate to come forward.
Good luck to all of the newly elected representatives in the coming year.
Coming up, plans to clean up the scenic
Meals on
Pirates
Wheels
Cove
gives me a chance to be totally selfless. More than the food itself, a lot of seniors don't have family. So just to have someone to talk to, just to say, hey, how was your day? That means so much more than a meal could ever mean. We have to look outside of ourselves to be that lifeline to other people.
think I'll get you some.
It's worth it.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Today, we will see sunny skies with a high near 60. A light breeze is expected throughout the day, but gusts may reach up to 25 miles per hour. Taking a look at South County, we will see highs around 61 degrees in Arroyo Grande and Guadalupe, and we can see similar conditions in Nipomo and Santa Maria. Temperatures will drop further south with a high of 59 in Orcutt and a high of 55 in Vandenberg. And taking a look at North County, temperatures are the highest in Paso Robles with a high of 66, and temperatures will dip into the low 60s in Creston, Atascadero, and Santa Margarita, with low temperatures in the low 40s this evening. We will see cooler temperatures along the coast with highs in the mid to high 50s in Cayucos, Morro Bay, and Avila Beach. Pismo Beach looks a little warmer with a high around 62, and Oceano with a high around 59. And taking a look at the rest of the week, temperatures will continue to rise through Friday with mainly sunny skies. We will see some patchy fog on Saturday, but temperatures should warm up and we will see mostly sunny skies again on Sunday. I hope you all enjoy the warmer weekend, and back to you, Olivia.
Thank you, Sierra. And now, after years of cleanup proposals, Pirates Cove is finally getting a much-needed facelift.
The Pirates Cove area is finally getting cleaned up this year after almost a decade of planning. The spot will be turned into a San Luis Obispo County park after undergoing 3 phases, including trash removal, graffiti removal, and the leveling of the parking lot. Director of Parks and Recreation for the county, Nick Franco, says relocating those living in encampments throughout the area is also part of the project.
We're working with 5 Cities Homeless Coalition and Transitions Mental Health, and then also with our local social services. So we connected the group that's up there with those services to try and help that transition.
Pirates Cove will be classified as a natural area within the county's park system.
We're not developing it into a full-fledged, community park with a playground and asphalt and things like that. It's a natural area, so we're going to keep it looking like a natural area, but make sure that it's safe for people to come and park their car in a safe manner and get down to the beach or just enjoy the sunset or watch the stars or whatever it is that they want to do out there and actually enjoy that beautiful natural view.
The area is also a sacred space for the local Chumash tribe that dates back thousands of years.
Tribal chair for the Yaktichu Tichu Yaktahini Northern Chumash tribe, Mona OLIVAS Tucker, says the area is recognized as Whale's Cave for Native American groups. She says the group is in favor of the improvements that the county wants to make and hopes they will allow for more respectful treatment of the area because the current state of Pirates Cove is hurtful to the tribe.
The inspiration now is to kind of bring it back to its natural condition, back to its natural beauty, and allow the public a nice, safe access to the beach and to the views that are there.
For Mustang News, I'm Ruby Tincup.
The project's 3 phases are expected to be complete by the fall or winter of 2021.
After the break, how San Luis Obispo's revised red tier restrictions have changed nightlife.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps! Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
San Luis Obispo is currently in the red tier of California's blueprint for a safer economy. Reporter Jasia Smith has more on the revisions to the restriction criteria.
Packed bars and live music are back in San Luis Obispo. While the Central Coast remains in the red tier of the COVID-19 restrictions, the employer playbook for a safer reopening has been revised to include regulations on gatherings and special events. These new regulations are what has allowed slow nightlife to return. Bars and restaurants are open at reduced capacity. However, groups entering are limited to combined 3 households, and assigned seating is required at the venues and inside the pubs. Environmental Management and Protection Senior Sage Reardon, who attended live music in San Luis Obispo, says they were
really happy to just be present and do something new.
Slow Brew Rock was one of the first venues on the Central Coast to host live music after the revision to the playbook on the 14th of April. 2 days after the revision to the restrictions, Pacific Range took center stage at the venue. And this past weekend, Slow Brew hosted 2 more local bands at their tasting room, Bear Market Riot and the Vibe Setters. Although a maximum of 50 people are allowed to attend live shows under the red tier, the lead singer of the Vibe Setters, DANTE Marsh, says,
"It just felt nice to have more freedom. Everybody was just kind of dancing and having a good time. So it was crazy, but it was good, healthy, positive crazy."
Slow Brew plans to continue hosting musicians. Word Sauce and the Bogies play this Saturday. For Mustang News, I'm Jasia Smith.
Although face coverings are still required for those who are not actively drinking or eating at the events, and workers who are fully vaccinated do not count toward the general 25% indoor capacity. Dancing is still not allowed in bars, according to the COVID-19 guidelines.
A new pop-up program in San Luis Obispo brings art into the downtown community. Here's reporter Anya DeMaio with more.
The city of San Luis Obispo has kicked off a new program called Plaza Pop-Ups, monthly art installations that began this month and will run through August. Each installation will be put up in partnership with a local cultural nonprofit, and Slow Tourism manager Molly CANO says,
"This month, of course, with the pop-up you can see behind me, that installation is in partnership with SLOMA, so the San Luis Obispo Museum of Art. And it's absolutely incredible. They worked with a really amazing artist named Lori Shapiro. And they approached Lori to see if she would be able to put together something that would be kind of a surprise, not something you would normally see here in San Luis Obispo.
So Lori's practice is really quite beautiful. She, each of those flowers that you're strolling through is painted on a single panel of this, marine grade vinyl, and then they're put together. So it creates almost a 3-dimensional effect when you can walk through them and see through them. And so she painted every one of those flowers herself on the ground.
As the weather gets warmer and more people are receiving COVID vaccines, the art installations provide just another reason for residents and visitors to get back into the community.
We have really found that art plays such an important role into the celebration of our community. We love that our residents and our visitors can walk around and explore and be able to take pride in seeing these, cultural visions brought to life in different ways.
I sat for a whole day and watched people encounter that work of art, and it disrupts your ordinary and can transport you into a joyful place.
For Mustang News, I'm Anya DeMaio.
Downtown is sure to be looking brighter than ever as summer approaches.